I want to play some audio that Michelle Obama has said in the past. Listen carefully.
Barack knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices. We are going to have to change our conversation. We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place as a nation.
We're going to have to change our traditions and change our history. Most people just blew by that. What's she talking about? What does that mean? Well, you're starting to see it now. Changing history means not just telling the same old tall tales of the free market system and, how people on Wall Street have horns or how all of the founders were slave owners. No. History, according to the progressives, has already been told. This isn't spinning old facts. This is taking current events and molding them to fit the progressive agenda. In this case, it's just erasing history, erasing what really happened. What else did Michelle Obama say? She said, change traditions. Okay, what are our traditions? Well, here are some facts for you tonight, America. Do you know that 92% of Americans believe in God? 92%. Why are we having the argument? 92%. 83% believe public schools should celebrate religious holidays. 66% say they're going to celebrate Christmas as a religious holiday, honoring the birth of Jesus Christ. Only 6% of America does not celebrate Christmas at all, and 3% are not sure how to answer these questions. This is who America is. We are a faith-based nation. We have people that disagree on which faith, but we believe in God. Not all of us. We don't need to jam God down throat, but also we don't need our traditions changed. Because here's what's happening on the ground today. Teachers at a second grade class in Taunton, Massachusetts, have given an assignment to their class. Here's the assignment. Make a drawing, a Christmas drawing, something that reminds you of Christmas. Well, an 8-year-old student knew exactly what he wanted to draw. He and his family had just visited a nearby national shrine of Our Lady of La Salette. In that shrine, they have a crucifixion statue. So this is what the 8-year-old drew. Perfectly appropriate. It's a stick figure of Jesus hanging on a cross. Maybe more appropriate for Easter, but it still works. Christmas is, after all, that guy's birthday. The crucifix happened to be fresh in the mind of this 8-year-old boy. Now, imagine this 8-year-old boy. He must have been so excited to see how his teachers would react. Like Ralphie in the movie A Christmas Story, eager to win his teacher's approval of the Red Ryder story he just concocted. And just like when Ralphie's teacher responded with, "You'll shoot your eyes out," this boy was completely devastated. Instead of saying, "Oh my gosh, what's that? It's a crucifix of Jesus. We went as a family." He said, No. Instead of the teacher doing that, instead of giving the kid even praise, the teacher immediately sent this 8-year-old home and then ordered that he undergo a psychiatric evaluation. For that. A psychiatric evaluation. You might say, come on, where's the common sense here? Where's the system? The principal of the school says school safety protocols were in place and they were followed. They had the safety net in place. People looked at that and said, oh yeah, he may be dangerous. They thought the picture of Jesus fit in the risk category. Next, let's go to New Jersey. Third grader getting ready for a quiet time in school. During this time, the kids can read a book, sleep, rest, whatever you want. Little girl, her name is Mariah. She decides she's going to read her Bible. Technically, still a book. The teacher walks over to Mariah and tells her that the Bible is not appropriate reading material and she has to put her Bible away. Mariah, a little upset and confused. It's a book. I can read a book. There must be something wrong with this book. Do you see what's happening? 92% believe in God. 64% celebrate Christmas as the birth of Jesus. But God is inappropriate. His words are inappropriate. Where your parents may have taken you is so risky you may need a psychological exam. What? This doesn't match the values of our country. But removing God does fit the progressive agenda. look what we have here. Altering history. Tea Party people, they don't even exist. A koala bear with an IV beat them. You got to be kidding me, right? Change traditions as well. You can't just wipe it out, though. No. You need to replace those traditions with something. I showed you last night they're replacing the traditions of God with what? The earth. And we are constantly being force-fed the progressive agenda through intentional propaganda. Propaganda I have shown you on this program, and nobody else really has dug into this, and it's amazing that the networks haven't. NEA art propaganda, Obamacare, it's pulling worse than Hillary care. So they create the illusion of support through art. Those who stand up for the Constitution, free speech isn't highlighted. No. You're part of some crazy right-wing militia. If you're not convinced global warming is man-made, well, that giant ball in the sky, the fireball, maybe it's fluctuating and sunspots, you know. No. You're a flat earther. No, you think the landing on the moon was a fake. You're a Holocaust denier. Get out your tinfoil hat, which I don't believe this is the kind of tinfoil hat they were talking about, but howdy, ma'am. If you believe in lower taxes, well, you're an opposing voice? No. You just hate poor people. Tea Party goer? You don't exist. You're crossed out of the history books. But that's going to leave a lot of blank pages in history books, isn't it? So what's being put in? Dateline, Wisconsin. Teachers at a Wisconsin school will now have to teach the history of organized labor. Not just one school, all schools. Under a bill signed by Governor Jim Doyle. Doyle added that he was, quote, happy to sign the bill so students would understand the importance of the labor movement. Now, we're talking Wisconsin, right? I mean, I'm not up on my labor union Wisconsin history there. I imagine those cheese unions were crucial in building Wisconsin. But let me just go with me here for a second. Which has been better for Wisconsin? Jesus Christ or the labor unions? Now imagine if the governor came out and signed a bill forcing kids to learn about the positives of Jesus Christ in textbooks. You think there'd be anybody saying about it? And where are the teachers? When a politician can not only say what to write because of a special interest group, but also the importance of it, the spin of it, when they are out of power, who gets their turn at indoctrination? Every member of the teachers' union should be screaming at the top of their lungs. Every parent should be screaming at the top of their lungs. They are changing our history. They are changing our traditions, and they are indoctrinating our children. But if this is the way it has to be, well, then go ahead. You write it. You have your children right here at 5 o'clock every day, because I'm going to fill in some of the blanks of the labor unions, at least the blanks of the last 18 months. Watch.
For the past year, the Service Employees International Union and the power of its nearly 2 million members has been really busy fulfilling President Obama's goal of fundamentally transforming America. And we all should have seen it coming.
Your agenda's been my agenda in the United States Senate. Before debating health care, I talked to Andy Stern and SEIU members.
At one point, White House records showed that Andy Stern had visited more than anybody else, about 24 times. Plus, who could forget, when the committee of residents and interns of SEIU Healthcare came to the White House, and 20 doctors in their white coats flanked the president back in October. And what happens when you disagree with SEIU's push for a public option? For instance, handing out "Don't Tread on Me" flags. Ooh. This fight took place outside a healthcare town hall in St. Louis.
The man being assaulted is Kenneth Gladney.
2 of the 6 thugs charged with beating him up were, surprise, SEIU members. According to Gladney's attorney, the goons demanded to know why a black man was handing out those flags. And then the punches started flying. Besides these tactics, SEIU is busy looking for America to count illegals in the census. According to SEIU's website, it is in the people's best interest to be counted, because the U.S. Census is how our country makes decisions about allocation of resources and local representation, regardless of race or immigration status. Even if it's not in the people's best interest, it certainly would be in the union's best interest to pump the population, therefore installing more representatives who can